Buying the wrong first set does not waste money first. It wastes confidence. A first build that is too long or too repetitive teaches your brain that the hobby is work. Then you stop. The same thing happens when the set is impressive on a screen but awkward in real life. A huge footprint blocks your shelf. A tall display catches dust and becomes fragile to move. When that happens, you do not blame the set, you blame yourself. Empathetic. This guide is a decision system that prevents that spiral. You will choose a set that fits your time, your space, and your reason for building. Then you will know exactly what to buy second. The goal is not to chase the biggest box. The goal is to build momentum and keep options open. A good first choice also protects you from overbuying later. When the first set fits, you do not need to compensate with a bigger purchase. You simply repeat what worked. Modern LEGO has many lanes: display models, play-focused sets, mechanical builds, licensed themes, art and botanical builds. The box rarely tells you what matters most for your first decision. The result is predictable. People buy for status, size, or a single photo. They end up with a build that asks for more time than they have, or the set needs more space than they expected, or the build style is repetitive and they do not enjoy the process. Large premium sets can be excellent, but they are unforgiving as a first step. They amplify every mismatch. If you pick a very large display build first, it can dominate your room and your budget. If you pick a complex mechanical build first, it can feel like homework. This is not a willpower problem. It is a matching problem. The guiding rule is simple. Your first set must be a good week, not a big milestone. A good week means you can start, pause, and finish without friction. It fits your normal evenings. It fits your shelf or table. It leaves you wanting one more build, not a long recovery. Choose the first set by experience first, and by theme second. If you do that, almost any theme can work. A calm display set like a botanical build can be a perfect first week. A classic brick box can be a perfect first week. A medium display cabin can be a perfect first week. A nostalgic ship with a clear shape language can be a perfect first week. Before the first week, you should protect momentum. This rule is also future-proof. As the catalog changes over the next few years, the matching logic stays stable. You are choosing an experience, not chasing a headline. Start with purpose. Pick one primary reason you want LEGO in your life: relaxation, display, skill building, shared time with family, engineering satisfaction. If you pick more than one, you will compromise and get a set that does none of them well. For relaxation, choose builds with simple repetition and gentle progress, like botanical and cozy architecture. For display, choose a model with a strong silhouette that looks finished from across a room. For skill building, choose a set that teaches techniques without demanding long sessions. For shared time, choose sets with natural handoff points and clear subassemblies. For engineering, choose functional mechanisms that you can understand and test in short loops. Purpose is the anchor. Every other rule depends on it. Time is the first hidden cost. You are not buying a product only, you are buying evenings. A safe first target is a build you can finish in a few sessions. That makes finishing normal. If your schedule is tight, avoid sets that require long uninterrupted blocks. Choose builds with clear stages and satisfying checkpoints. A medium display set can deliver that. A detailed fantasy display set can be wonderful, but as a first purchase, it can stretch across many weeks and crowd out other hobbies. If you want a big themed centerpiece, make it your second or third purchase after you have proof that the routine works. Your goal is repeatability. One completed set teaches your brain that this hobby fits your life. If you only have one session per week, choose a set that still shows progress in that single session. That keeps motivation steady between builds. Space is the second hidden cost. Think like a curator, not a collector. A set must have a home before you buy it. Measure the surface where it will live. Include clearance for dusting and moving. Consider height, not only width. Tall builds can look dramatic, but they are harder to relocate and store. Long builds can block shelves for other items. Some large landmarks and large vehicles look amazing, but they demand dedicated space and they punish small apartments. Botanical builds and medium buildings are often more forgiving because they can move between rooms. If you want a museum-scale statement piece, plan it as a project with a permanent display spot. When space is handled first, the purchase stops feeling risky. When you plan space first, you also plan maintenance. You can dust it, you can move it, you can enjoy it instead of worrying about it. Two sets can have the same piece count and feel completely different. The difference is build style. Repetition is not bad, but the wrong kind of repetition for your brain creates boredom. Look for signals. Large smooth surfaces usually mean long runs of similar steps. Big symmetrical builds often repeat the same module many times. Mechanical builds often repeat pins and beams with small changes. If you like meditation, repetition can be calming. If you like novelty, repetition can feel slow. For a first set, choose a build with frequent visual progress. Cabins, ships, and detailed scenes tend to reveal new areas as you go. Very large display icons can be better after you already know that you enjoy long repetition. This is about fit, not status. The last step is pressure control. Many buyers choose poorly because they feel forced to act fast. They buy the largest version because it feels final. Or they buy a collectible theme starter and immediately feel behind. For your first purchase, choose something that stays valuable even if you stop for months. Choose a set that stands alone on display, or a box of parts that stays useful forever. If you choose a licensed theme, set a boundary that keeps the exit open. One set now, one set later. No backlog. This protects your budget and your space across the next few years because it prevents accumulation without intent. Calm buying creates a calm hobby. If you want a set that remains easy to find and easy to recommend, choose concepts that LEGO keeps in the catalog across multiple seasons. That is a practical way to keep your plan stable. Avoid 3 traps. Trap 1 is the monument. A very large landmark can be breathtaking, but it is a demanding first build and it forces a permanent display decision immediately. Trap 2 is the flagship. A very large licensed centerpiece can be the best set in a theme, but it can also make every later purchase feel small or unnecessary. Trap 3 is the complexity flex. A heavy mechanical model can be satisfying, but if you have not built in years, the parts language can feel unfamiliar and slow. None of these are bad sets. They are bad first sets for most people. If you start with one of them and it goes poorly, you will conclude that you are not a LEGO person. The correct conclusion is that you started at the wrong rung. Start with something that proves the habit, then take the monument later. If you want one safe rule, use this. First purchase should be medium, complete, and flexible. A botanical display build or a cozy building is ideal for many adults. A classic brick box is ideal if you want creativity and replay value. An iconic retro-style spacecraft is ideal if you want a clear shape and a satisfying silhouette. Finish it. Put it on display for a week. Notice what you liked. Notice what you avoided. Then choose the second purchase as a controlled upgrade. Upgrade one variable only. More pieces or more complexity or more display impact. Do not upgrade everything at once. That one-step upgrade is how you avoid buying a set that belongs to a different version of your life. This creates a ladder. One safe set becomes proof. Proof becomes confidence. Confidence makes the next purchase precise. Now you have a framework. Purpose, time, space, build style, pressure control. If you want a display-focused path, go next to the guide on adult display sets. If you want a theme-focused path, go next to a where-to-start guide for that theme. If you want a budget-focused path, go next to the under-tier guides. Use the same rule every time. Match the next set to the next week, not to an ideal version of your collection. This is how you build a collection without overspending and without burnout. Your next purchase becomes obvious because your constraints are clear. Keep a simple note after each build. Write what you liked about the process. Write what you liked about the finished model. That note becomes your personal buying guide.